Multiplying decimals. Now we're going to do some examples of how to multiply decimals. So we are going to do it the same way we multiplied other things. So we have double negative, so that's going to make the answer positive. And then I'm just going to take 4.87 times 5.5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 is 43. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Put as placeholder 0. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 is 43. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. Add down. And then we have to count the number of decimal places. So that 5 is after a decimal, 7 and 8. So that's 3 numbers after the decimal. So my decimal is going to go 1, 2, 3. So it has 3 numbers after it. So your final answer is 26.785. And the next one, 1.7 times negative 2.1. So this answer is going to be negative because there's an odd number of negative signs. So I'm just going to take 2.1 times 1.7. And I'm going to multiply those. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. I'm going to add down. 7, 5, 3, 1, 2 decimal places. So you put your decimal 2 places right there. So your final answer is 3.57. Example 3. Negative 1.6 times 0.2. So I'm going to start, there's 1 negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And then I have 1.6 times 0.2. 2 times 6. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. And I don't have to do anything else, so I just count the number of decimal points. 1, 2, 2 places after the decimal. So that would put my decimal right here. And then your final answer is going to be negative 0.32, or you might put negative 0.32. But that's your final answer. And the next one, negative 0.5 times positive 0.3. So this one, it's again going to be negative. So I'm going to have 0.5 times 0.3. 3 times 5 is 15. There's nothing else to do, so then I count my decimal points. There's 2 places after the decimal, so there's my decimal. So my final answer becomes negative 0.15. Example number 5, negative 8.1 times positive 8.9. So again, this is just as before. We look at one negative there. So it's going to be a negative answer. So we have 8.9 times 8.1. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 is 8. Placeholder 0. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 plus 7 is 71. And we add them down. 9 plus 0 is 9. 10, 8 plus 2, carry the 1, 2, 7. So now I count my decimal places. 1, 2. So my decimal goes 1, 2 in, and my final answer becomes 72.09, and then remember that there's a negative. An odd number of negatives makes it negative. And the next one, we have negative 3.9 times negative 8.9. So double negative is going to make the answer positive. 8.9 times 3.9 with a positive answer because there's two negative signs. So 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 8 is 72. 72 plus 8 is 80. Placeholder 0. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 2 is 26. Add down. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 7 is 7. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now I count my zeros, or my decimals, rather. There's 2. So my final answer is a positive 34.71. Those are your notes over multiplying decimals. Go through the practice problems to make sure that you can do these all by hand and you can understand how to do it, and then you should be ready for your quiz over the material.